Heather Healy joining us live from Rappaport Academy, one of our public schools putting an effort, let's just say that, into their menus. Good morning, Heather.
Hey, Sade, good morning. And like I said just a second ago in the tease, they're changing the nutrition game. I don't know about you, but when I was in grade school, there was some food that was good and some not so good. And as nutritious as they can be, it's not always our first choice, like the milk that you see here. Take a look. Here at Rappaport Academy, the food service director is looking to revamp the menu while still meeting state nutrition requirements. As by the state, a fruit, vegetable, whole grain, protein, and dairy make up a complete meal. 3 components are required for breakfast, 5 for lunch. Nathaniel hopes to create more scratch meals while keeping these components in mind.
Instead of having the pre-made breakfast burritos, we're going to actually make our own tortillas and scramble our own eggs. So we'll be roasting our own pork loins. We're going to move away from any frozen or dry potato. We're going to start cutting and boiling and mashing our own potatoes. That necessarily doesn't fall into the category of a whole lot of savings when you factor the cost of fresh potatoes are way less than the pre-made, but you're adding labor into it now, right? But those are the trade-offs that are important to me as a chef, and introducing better foods that let's utilize our time better and offer better foods and save elsewhere.
Doesn't all that food sound good? Nathaniel, comes from a very, very strong restaurant background, and it definitely shows later on in the semester for Rappaport Academy. You can see this salad bar here. This is going to be opening up later in the semester. And then when it comes to that Thanksgiving meal, usually it was a little gross for me in grade school when the cafeteria made their Thanksgiving meal. This one's going to be a little bit different. We're excited to show that as well in the next few weeks when the holidays hit as well. So very, very cool start when it comes to nutrition for Rappaport Academy. Coming up at 6:30, we're going to talk about budget. How do you stay in budget while giving these kids good meals? We're going to talk with Nathaniel once more, so stick around for that. Reporting here at Rappaport Academy's Cafeteria, I'm Heather Sade. We're going to toss it back to you.
Heather, you know I love a good salad bar. I'm here for it. Thank you so much, Heather.
Rappaport Academy, look at this, is changing the nutrition game. We're going to talk about staying in budget and giving these kids a very good meal every day. Stay with us.
6:36, let's talk lunch again. Parents, you could soon see changes to those school lunches as state guidelines and funding cuts have altered how lunch is served at your child's school. So let's head back out to Rappaport Academy to join our neighborhood reporter, Heather Healy. Now, Heather, you talked to us about what the kids are supposed to be served, right? But with all these budget cuts, listen, the potatoes, the fruit he was talking about, the salad bar, that all sounds good, but how are they paying for it?
Yeah, Sade, that's a great question. I wish you guys can smell what's cooking in here. We've got bacon in the oven. It is Taco Tuesday today. Miss Brenda is cooking some great ground beef here for that this morning. And Sade, that's really what everybody's asking. All right, we're supposed to have all these components for a nutritious meal. How do we all put it in the budget? Take a look. When planning nutritious meals for hundreds of students each day, Rappaport Academy's food service director, Nathaniel Gay, reiterates a lot of decisions go into what's being served, especially when it comes to cost.
I'll come up with a daily cost and say, okay, we're going to do 2 fresh from scratch items, and then we're going to have the packaged cookie or the packaged diced peaches, but instead of the corn syrup, I'm going to pick the diced peaches and water. And I just move the dollars around, honestly. So I will spend the money on the healthier items, and then the sides or the frozen items versus the canned items. So you really just have to spend a lot of time breaking it down, seeing what your quantities are, what it costs per ounce, per slice, per each. But typically, because of the way we manufacture worldwide, frozen items will always cost less than the fresh items.
And Sade, there's all types of cooking methods. We've got the oven, steaming, and then Miss Brenda, how are we cooking this meat here, this taco meat?
Well, actually, we are grounding it in our tilt skillet, getting it up to the temperature we need, which is 165 or more.
Okay, and it's steamy here, as you can tell for sure, and this is for Taco Tuesday, is that correct?
Yes, it is. Taco Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday, all right. So these kids are going to be very happy this morning as they are going to be fed great nutritious meals and all in budget as well. If you'd like more information on that, that is listed on our story here on our website. Reporting here in the cafeteria at Rappaport Academy, and I don't know, Miss Brenda might be putting me to work, will you? She'll put me to work in a couple of minutes. I'm Heather Healy. We're going to toss it back to you, Sade.
Man, Miss Brenda looks like she is throwing down. Thank you so much, Heather, for keeping us informed on that.
You bet.